Hey there, it's Zach. Today we're going to be going over creating a React app using the package that we downloaded earlier with Node Package Manager called Create React App. So what we're going to do is we're inside Git Bash right now. I happen to be inside my developer folder next to my home and then inside one called test. When you have decided what you want to call the app, keep in mind no spaces and no capital letters. We're going to do create React app. Then I'm going to call this test app. What this is doing is it is installing quite a few packages. And the reason it does this is it sets up a lot of the framework and a lot of the routing that is necessary so it can do things, such as using a certain web server that loads this to a URL. So anything from event listeners to port listening on the backside, in order to use localhost is going to be created inside this package. Some people might be wondering why use this and what does it provide? Well, anything short of a large team, this certainly provides the ability to have a quickly made and implemented website. A few videos from now, we're going to go into how we can quickly put this on a free website using, a domain such as Google Domains, which is like $12 a year or something at this point, and how this takes care of most of the routing on the back end. So all we realistically have to do is just change some of the user interface and user experience, the UI UX on the front. So when this opens, you're going to see that it uses a lot of a certain structure. Specifically, what React likes to use is different folders. So keep in mind, some of this, for those that are new, will look like typical JavaScript, but it's actually a file type known as JSX. And there are subtle differences. It has to do with when code is injected and when it is going to be used by this app and this website. Um, there's going to be some changes. And what you'll see is in these later videos is when we run into an issue, we can use the console log within the browser itself, and it's very clear and very concise in comparison. Very clear and very concise error messages which tell you um, what errors you've ran into. So in essence, what this does is it sets up this large template in which you can change certain components um, create everything on the back end yourself. Keep in mind, some things that do not come with this, but do exist in other packages, are routing. You can use um, React DOM. In React Route, what it does is it uses this React single page application, otherwise known as an SPA. So you can hot swap certain elements in certain parts of the page. So instead of having to worry about state and this data module, if you will, and the model being transferred between pages, you have this single page application where certain components, um, which is going to be a word you will know after this whole playlist, certain components will be able to be swapped in and out depending on what the controller wants and what the user is trying to do. Obviously, this creation does take quite some time, so don't be discouraged if it takes a little bit of time. But now that it is finished, we can look and we can see that we do have a folder. We can cd into it, and we see that we do have a number of these things. So immediately what this affords is somebody to be able to just use Node Package Manager and just do npm start. What this will do is this will open a browser. And then we have welcome to React. So while this might not seem amazing at this point, this is a locally hosted website that we will be able to change elements and manipulate this virtual DOM. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments. If not, I will see you on the next video.